Howdy, my name's Dave. I'm your Wall Street Cowboy. Thank you very much for stopping by today. I'm going to take some time today to go through my report card, how I fill it out, how I created it. Now, you can set up a report card similar or in your own fashion. You don't have to follow my example, but I'll show you how I have mine set up, and you can develop whatever you want. You can take some things from it and not use some others. That's fine. You can put it in a spreadsheet like this. You can put it on a piece of paper, whatever it is that works for you. For me, this works very well because it keeps me accountable to my trading plan. Now you're going to see there's a lot of things on this report card that don't have anything necessarily to do with trading, but have everything to do with being ready and prepared to make good decisions and have a successful day. So let's get to it. So first thing I want to show you is that this is my spreadsheet that I work from every day. I have a whole lot of information on here. Part of what's on here is a summary of how I'm doing. So I keep track of my trades for the month and what uh, my individual options or swing trades are, what my individual trades are when I day trade, what my win-loss percentage is, how much I've made, how much I've lost. And I do this for each one of my accounts. And so, if I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and put in all of my my trades, and I keep track of whether it's a covered stock position, how many shares, how many or contracts if it's an options uh, trade, with the date and time that I put it in, whether it was short or long, what the price and what my target and stop is. So I have that all in there. And then if I add in any positions, and then as I take partial or complete exits on the trade, and then I keep track of my P&L. I have my commissions and all that stuff in there. So it's all pretty much automated. And I do that also for my options trades. I keep the name of the strategy, whether it was a bull call or a long puts or whatever it is, whether the trade is open or closed, and then all the transactions I did getting into that position and then adding to it. Like if I do different, like a butterfly, there'd be 3 different legs here, right? So I keep track of each one of the legs, and then I keep track of how I do on each one of those. And then it gives me a summary at the end of, it's a running total. As soon as I make an entry in here, it shows up here and keeps a summary of how I'm doing. So that's one of the ways that I journal my trades. This is my report card. Keeps track of all the information that I want to know about on a daily basis. I have a section for being prepared, which is this section right in here. Have I prepared for the day? Did I do all the things that I need to do to be successful for a day? And then did I plan for the day? Do I know what stocks I'm going to be looking at and why I'm looking at them? And all that information is kept down in here. And then, at the end of the day, I track how I performed according to my plan here. So we're going to go through that real quick. Now, again, you can do this any way that you like. I have a source page where I put all this information in. So the first thing I want to do is go in here, and I want to take all this information out. So, and I'm going to clear the contents. So, how many hours of sleep did I get? I have an app on my phone that takes care of that, keeps track of how many hours I sleep. You know what they say, there's an app for that. And so it kept track and said I did 7 hours of sleep last night. The next question is, did I stretch? Now, you may look at this and say, Dave, that's silly. What does that have to do with trading? Well, it has a lot to do with being physically healthy. And if you're not physically healthy, then you're not going to be trading your best. That's just the long and short of it. It's all part of being a professional. If you were a professional athlete, would you get up and just go out to the stadium? No, you'd get up and you'd stretch and you'd get ready for the day. So did you stretch? And so, yes, this morning I got up. First thing I did is stretch. So I'm going to put a yes in there. Next thing is, did I take vitamins? Again, this is all keeping track of whether I'm staying healthy and helping myself to stay healthy. So I have my vitamins right here on my trading station. I keep track of, every day, did I take my vitamins? And yes, I took my vitamins today. So I'm going to write in there, yes. Did I do 15 minutes of exercise? Now, this is over the last 24 hours. Did I get up? Did I go lift some weights? Did I use some dumbbells? Did I get on the treadmill? Whatever it is that you do, sit-ups, push-ups, running in place, whatever it is that you do that is part of your exercise routine, did you do it in the last 24 hours? So, yes, I got up yesterday and I did some weightlifting. Did you have a healthy breakfast? The question is, did you have Pop-Tarts this morning, or did you take the time to sit down and have a balanced meal that will help you to think clearly? So again, this is all part of being healthy and being prepared for the day. If you were an attorney, would you get up and go to the courthouse without having a good, well-balanced breakfast? Probably not. You probably wouldn't have your best performance and you wouldn't be at your best for your clients. So if you're going to do this as a professional, act like a professional. So yes, I did get up this morning. I made myself a really nice breakfast and I was ready for the day before the market opened. Do I have a healthy beverage? Well, of course I do. This is my protein drink. I make this the night before, put it in the refrigerator. It's all ready to go. And I have that sitting there at my workstation so I can have the balance on my protein based on my body weight and all that good stuff. I went to a nutritionist and I got all that done. But, do you have a healthy beverage? Could be a glass of orange juice, could be a glass of water. But if you're drinking Coca-Cola, it's probably a good sweet beverage, but it's not healthy. So yes, I got a good healthy beverage. Did you listen to a quote or motivational tape? Now, there's Tony Robbins out there and The Secret. And I personally have a book on George Patton, a general of World War II, who was a great motivator. And you find your guru, your source that you like. Could just be right off the internet, could be someone that you look up to, could be your mama. Just make sure that in the morning you get yourself now mentally ready to face the day. Did you do something that motivates you to be the best that you can be? Now today, I got to be honest, I didn't listen to nobody, so I can't put anything in there because I'm not going to get a passing score for that category today. Is that the end of the world? No, but it keeps me accountable. And tomorrow, I got to try and do better. I got to make time to get up early and listen to a quote so that I am ready for the day. So I'm not going to put nothing in there. Now, did I remove distractions? Distractions are the biggest problem for me. It may or may not be for you. For me, the phone ringing, being on Skype and having somebody chime in, going on YouTube. These things are distractions, and there's no place for them when you're trading. If you were at work and you were sitting there doing whatever it is you do, you make your widgets or you providing customer service, and your son or daughter or your wife or your husband called and came in and said, "Yeah, well, I was just wondering what you want to have for dinner, and how's your day going?" Your boss might look at you and say, Is there a reason why your son is calling you today? I mean, you're at work. Well, it's the same thing here. During the day, you got to cut out all those distractions. And I love my kids and I love my grandkids, but during the trading day, I got to turn off my phone. I got to turn off my notifications. I got to turn down the volume. I got to remove the distractions. Got to turn off Skype unless I'm on a break. I've got to um, turn off my web browser so I'm not listening to YouTube. Now that doesn't mean I don't listen to music. Most of the time I do have music on in the background, but that helps me to stay calm and get rid of stress, which is our next thing. Did you remove stress? Did you get up this morning and take a deep breath? Did you get rid of all that stress from yesterday? Maybe you didn't have a good day trading, or maybe you got a phone call you weren't very happy about, or maybe you got a bill in the mail. Did you remove the stress? And I don't mean you got to get into all that Zen stuff, and then maybe that works for you, but are you balanced? Did you get rid of the stress? You're here to trade. This isn't the time to worry about, how you're going to pay the rent today. You pay the rent on the day that's due. You should already have that taken care of. Today is a day to be focused on what your job is, and your job is to trade the market. And if you're not willing to do these things, then, my friend, you probably should just do something that will be a lot easier than trading the market, because it's not serious enough yet for you. So, did you remove the stress? So, yes, I got rid of all those distractions today. My phone's on right now. I'm using this to do my video, but I, turned down my ringer and I turned off the Skype. I don't have a web browser up where I'm watching YouTube, so I did. I removed all those stresses from my life and distractions. Okay, how many steps did you take yesterday? I track this not necessarily on a daily basis, because some days I take more steps than others. Some days I'm up to 8 to 10,000 steps, and other days I'm only at 2,700. It just depends on the day of the week for me, but I keep track of those things. But I keep track of them on a weekly basis. So I got an average of 5,000 steps that I've been taking this week. And again, there's an app for that. So I put in 5,000 steps. Now, did I eat a good diet yesterday? Did I have 3 meals? Did I have a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner? Did I have a balanced meal, or did I go to some fast food place? Did I did I have all the basic food groups? And you got to be true to thine own self. You got to have integrity. You got to look back and say, I did go to Mickey D's, and maybe that wasn't the best thing for me to do yesterday. And I'm not going to beat myself up over it, but I'm not going to do it 2 days in a row. So, did I have a good diet yesterday? Well, yeah, I had some chicken and stuffing, and I had some really good orange juice. So, are you dressed for success? Now, I wear casual clothes, and that's fine. You don't have to wear a tie or a bolo or anything like that, but you could. There's no problem with that. But what is it that gets you in the right frame of mind? If I'm wearing my jammies or my underwear, that's certainly can do that because I work from home and nobody would know. But I know, and my trading is better when I've got myself up and ready for work. If I was an attorney, I would want to make sure that I got up, put my tie on, because that's what's expected of me at court. If I'm going to go in and work as a consultant, maybe I don't wear a tie, but I'm still going to wear business casual. So, what's appropriate for your level of trading? And that's the question I can't answer for you, but you got to know that you got up and you took the time to get prepared for the day. And this is all part of that mental um, preparedness for the day. So yes, I'm in my business casual. And then the last thing on this to get prepared for the day is, did you schedule some breaks? And I learned this from somebody who's very successful on Wall Street. He makes sure that he takes a break, at least 2 breaks before lunch. Well, at least 1 break, but usually 2 breaks before lunch and after lunch. Um, these are just good to let your clear your head, especially if you've had a bad day. If the market's been choppy and going against you, and it seems like every time you buy, the market goes down. Every time you short, the market goes up. Take a deep breath, sit back, go grab that motivational book or tape. Take 15 minutes away from this idiot box up here, and take a break. So yes, I'm on one of my breaks right now, so I do have some scheduled breaks. So now let's go back here and see how our report card looks, and I'm going to focus in on this section right here. I'm not over on this planning yet. We'll do that later. So yeah, I got my 7 hours of sleep. Did I stretch? I sure did. Did I take my vitamins? I sure did. Did I get 15 minutes of exercise? I sure did. Did I have a healthy breakfast and beverage? I sure did. Did I listen to the motivation? Well, no, I didn't. And it shows up here that no, I didn't. And did I remove distractions? I should say yes. Or did it remove distractions? Oh, no. That's why it says that. I say yes. Okay. And so I'm going to come back here. I'm glad that happened so you could see how that works out. I put that in there, and now right over there, yes, it shows up that I did. So I keep track of, how I'm doing. And if I have a no here, one no isn't going to break my heart, but if I have 3 or 4 no's over here, then, tomorrow I have more work to do before I get ready for trading. I got to get up maybe a little earlier or spend a little less time watching the news or whatever it is. But this is about what it should look like. No one expects you to be 100%, 100% of the time, but that's why you have yourself a report card, and that's why it's accountable. And then I save this every day based on the day. You can see up here the date's up there. It tells me what day it is. And then I keep track of how I do. And if I go into a slump, boy, I can go right here and look at, how I planned for the day and say, well, doggone it. Of course I had a bad week. I wasn't stretching, I wasn't exercising, or wasn't listening to my motivational or whatever it is. But this keeps me honest. And this is something I share with my community. I have a couple of people that I share my trades with, and this is one of the things we go through. How well did you do? What's your report card say? So, the next thing I do is I plan for my day. So we're going to do that in the next video. But this is where I go through individual securities and I go find opportunities and I go, okay, I'm going to make this trade here. So real quickly, let's say that I was going to take a position, in, I was looking at run last week. So I'm going to put the symbol in here. And then what's my bias? I'm bullish. And what's the price range? And I'll just go through the whole thing. What kind of a tactic am I going to use? Am I going to be buying long calls, or am I going to be putting on a butterfly? And what's the entry going to be? What's the time frame on that? What's what's the entry setup, I should say? Am I looking for a breakout above previous highs? What is it that triggers me? And then what is that price? And where's my stop? And what's my target? So there's my SCTT. And I do that for a bullish and a bearish, or too bullish if I'm extremely bullish, or too bearish if I'm extremely bearish. And then I keep track of missed opportunities. So we're going to talk about that again in our next video. I'll show you real quick that it now shows that I am bullish on run. See how that just updates automatically. And then over here, I keep track of, how I'm doing. What is my plan for today? So again, we'll get into that next video. But that's how you fill out your report card. This is super simple to do. You can take a screenshot of this if you like, or write down what you like and what you don't like. And maybe you want to add some things to this. Maybe you want to take some things away. That's just fine. Whatever makes you true to thine own self and helps you with your own integrity. So that's the video for today. If you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button, please, and tell your friends and come back and see me often. All right, now you have a great day and good trades.